So there's that part of the Bible where Jesus is talking about, like, I always think about it, but he's like, yo, if you think I'm cool, you know, just wait till you tap into your stuff, and you're gonna be super cool. And that's how I feel. Like, there's a lot of qualities that I've developed within myself that I really, really like. I've cultivated, I've nurtured, decided, made choices, transmuted, transformed, diligently studied, let go of things, learned. It's basically like learning from life experience, and mainly from relationships with people, and how I internalize my external environment, but also just listening to folks, because listening is an attitude of the heart, but I always think about that, where it's like, sometimes that's the point I'm trying to make. Sometimes we look at somebody, we admire them, we think, oh, I want to be like that, or like, ooh, or, you really like somebody, da, da, da. And sometimes people are inspired, and sometimes people are jealous, and sometimes are envious, but, but I always say, like, if there's a quality that you see in someone, it's like you already possess that, and like you're not seeing it, or there's a seed that's what you want to nurture and grow. And so I always just think about Jesus being like, really, like, from the Bible, saying, I feel like part of the message was like, don't really worship me. I'm from my father. I'm my father's son. And I always think about his mother. I'm always thinking about, his mother, because she was there. She was on earth with him. She gave birth, and she had to watch him go through all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I think that I just think of him being like a chill dude and being like, yo, I'm awesome. This is my mission. This is what I've done. This is what, God asked of me and made me. And this is how it is, But everybody, it's the whole many mansions in my father's house too. It's like, there's a lot to explore. There's a lot of times. There's a lot of places to go. There's a lot of, and ways to experience and create realities, ways to expand consciousness and awareness, ways to share that. And hopefully for me and my path, I want to share things that I've gone through, hard things, right? I may not look like it, but to share it in a humorous way, because I feel like a lot of us have been through similar heartaches, right? Similar energies that we try to work through. And I've mentioned before that I've primarily focused with childhood wounds, inner childhood wounds, and for me, emotional regulation, honoring creativity, pleasure, joy, fun, and just always having that there, no matter how much maybe society or people around me is trying to squish it, or how many times I tried to hide it to protect it. It's just evident. Sometimes it's just bubbling, and I just want to share that. So this is like a really, really wordy, but I thought, I was writing, and I thought, yeah, I'm always thinking about that, and I'm basically like thinking about, I'm feeling a lot of appreciation, a lot of love, a lot of people seeing me for who I am, more so, and changing people's minds, because people have like all kinds of opinions, but when we interact, I'm talking about people at the shelter and people around the shelter who live in the tents, and just people I see when I'm out. We have our opinions when we see somebody, but then you can talk to somebody and you be like, oh, this, and I feel like I get a lot of that, like, oh, people misinterpreted me or have their own opinion, and then they get to see that there's a little, basically they get to see the love. I don't show myself fully or engage with people unless they engage with me, and then I still I know my energy. I can read energy, and so I know how to. What do I want to say? I know what's up, right? And so I can see the click when somebody's like, either I've said something that they've never thought about before, or I don't know, maybe I'm deeper than they thought, or just different, because I kind of maybe come across as, I don't know how I come across really. I know that some people have given me good feedback, like, oh, I like the way that Louis walks, or the way I carry myself, or stay up, or so I feel like I'm focusing more on best case scenarios, good intentions, good relationships, calling in good relationships with people who have good intentions, who are that same heart, and who want to express that. And so I think basically I'm expressing myself in a way that is healing to me, and that hopefully it invites people to be able to enjoy that, and maybe feel safe to express themselves in that way too, even if it's just with themselves and a video recorder or an audio recorder, or writing on paper, or making art, like painting. I love painting. Or exercise, yoga, jogging, riding bikes, walking.